Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Masterpiece Arcee figure. I got the Fans Toys Trailbreaker in as well. I was going to look at that guy today, but this kind of goes into something that we were just talking about on Wednesday with the KO Megatron review. So I wanted to just kind of get this, do this one so that I could kind of have a continuing conversation on that. So here she is in her car mode. I think I got her all back together. She's very fiddly with lots of little bits and such. So it's kind of hard to make sure that it's perfect, if that makes sense. There we go. Lots of little panels. It's quite obnoxious. I actually got the instructions out ready to go because I'm just going to follow the instructions on this review because I had such a hard time last night just making sure all the little panels. She's not a complicated transformer by any shape of the imagination. It's just all of these little panels have to go a certain way, and it's just kind of obnoxious. Anyway, here she is in her car mode. I think she does a pretty good job. I mean, outside of like this piece here, oh, now it's staying in. Certain pieces not staying tabbed in, which they are now that I've said that. Overall, I think she looks pretty good. While we're in car mode, you can store the big blaster on that side. You can take this piece here, and you can plug this gun in, I guess. And you can plug this into the side here, if you want to. And maybe the pink gun can go in there? Yeah. Kind of. Not really. So you can do that. This also hypothetically stores under here. I think this one would fit better. Yeah. If you want to do that. I don't really care for storing all the weapons away like that. She also does come with this little thing to trip motorcycles. It plugs in on this side, and it's just this little tab here. We'll plug into this little slot right there. Just like that. And there you go. And then she's ready to knock over motorcycles. Overall, like I said, I'm having some tabbing issues, but that's probably me. There we go. Overall, it looks pretty good. I don't have an MP car ready to go to show a size comparison, so yeah, we'll just move on. So to transform it, first thing the instructions are saying is just pull these pieces out like this. And then we want to fold these up. And these will go in. And back like this, I believe. Might be jumping the gun on that. Yeah. Because it wants it up. So there's another panel here that will fold out too. So it kind of wants it all the way up and then to the back. So in the end, you have something like this. It took half a page to show that. This is why I don't usually go with instructions, because it's just like, I don't really care. And then we can fold this piece here up. And then you want to take this gray piece on the inside and fold that up like that. And then there's two side pieces that go in. Are they supposed to be further out? Oh, these two here. Alright. It rotated the picture, that's why I was confused there for a second. So these are supposed to go in. Just slightly, I guess? Just like that. Alright. Seems almost pointless, but okay. Alright. Then we want to pull these pieces here out. Like this. And then we take the centerpiece here and fold this in. I wish I had a place to just put this. I'm trying to just like keep it on my leg, but it keeps sliding off. Alright. This is why I don't do it this way. Alright, so these pieces here will fold in and then down. Seriously, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages or panels to say this folds in like this and then down. Like, seriously, that 6 panels for that. Alright. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 panels to show this. So you fold these pieces here up and up like that, and then you take the legs and you fold them down. You know, this video started off with me just wanting to actually review RC. Now it's just me kind of making fun of the instructions. Like how... I mean, seriously, this... Let me show you these. Look how much instructions is for this figure. But, I mean, they would have saved a lot of room if they would have just... You know, it's like... See, here's those 6 panels. Like, oh, you got to move these here like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then they fold in. And then if you flip these little panels here out, and then you flip the legs out. It's like, really? We couldn't figure that one out on our own? Alright. We're going to keep going with it, though. Alright, and so what you want to do with the legs, and this is actually kind of a cool little transformation. When she's folded up in car mode, these pieces come out so that her legs can extend. But when you fold it up, you just have to rotate it in, and it just locks in. So it's a pretty cool little transformation. And these pieces here are spring-loaded, so they just kind of come undone. And then straighten out her feet. Like that. And then you fold these panels back to where they were. So, like, when I pulled the feet out, like, you don't really need to move these panels at all. It doesn't really make any difference. And then we pull the head piece here out. Get this up and out of the way. And then we want to fold the arms down. So what you do here is these just kind of come straight down. And straight down. And then you can straighten out the arms however you see fit. Just like that. Alright. Page 2. I think we're almost done. Alright, so next we fold these wheels in. here like this and like this. And then we fold these panels that are on top of the wheels in. So let me try something. Let me put this up and then we fold the whole thing in. Oh, wow. Like, they did not need to put this on a separate panel. They could have just made this one piece and then just done that. But no, they have to... I don't fucking know. Guys, I just don't know. Alright, so you fold this up. This is a little tricky. So what you want to do is you take this windshield here and you fold this down and this will fold in like this, and then it comes up like this, and then you can rotate it around and then this will fold up. I like that. That's pretty different. And it takes them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 panels to show that. Wow. Just wow. Alright, so this will fold up, and what it doesn't say... Oh, I guess you're supposed to do that later, but it doesn't really matter. Is you fold... What? Doesn't even make any sense. So you fold this up, and then once you get it nice and collapsed where you have a hard time maneuvering things, there's 2 tabs here and here that'll plug into these slots here and here. So once you get this all folded up, that's when you're supposed to do some fiddly little bits in there. Now, I have a hard time getting this to lock in properly. But, alright, so then we can take these pieces here and they will rotate up and in like this. And then you fold the wheels in. Now, I don't know why you don't fold the wheels in before, so you have a little bit more clearance, but whatever. And then you can fold these in. See, it just doesn't make sense. Like, shouldn't we do this all before we get to this point? Just seems like it'd be easier, you know? Alright. Okay, so this will come down. Right? It's supposed to come down. Let's see, I don't know, guys. There's so many little fiddly little things going on here. Like, it's kind of obnoxious trying to maneuver things around it because it's so compressed. And it's like, I just don't like that. See, and now this won't lock in. Come on. Alright. Instructions be damned. Let's just fuck with it until we get it right. See, it's like this needs a stopper because it wants to fold up too far. And once it folds up too far, you can't get it to lock in. And so it just needs like something like halfway where it will just not maneuver any further. And now this, like these pieces here have to be out of the way for this to fold back. This, and then this piece here will fold in, and then it says that you're supposed to rotate this Autobot logo around. I don't know why. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but okay. Alright, and now what we can do here is there's a tab here that plugs into this slot here. And then these two tabs here will plug into the sides there and there. And then the backpack came undone. So we'll try and redo that. But now that that's all locked in for the head, it doesn't want to maneuver very well. We're just about done here. Alright, well that's not tabbing in. Oh, come on. What the fuck? See, I follow instructions, and I end up in these situations where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? So this just kind of frictions in. Let's see, right? And see, they're not tabbed in again. I just can't get it. I think that's the best we're gonna get. Unfortunately. I don't know what else to do here. And it doesn't really show us a clear picture of the back. Oh, there we go. See, I follow the fucking instructions. And so there's the back, and there's my back. Oh my god. So it looks like these fold up more like this. Maybe they come around like this. Or what? Oh my god. See, I hate these little things like this where it's just like, are you kidding me? Can you just make these instructions more clear so that I know exactly where these pieces are going? It's not that hard. think we're... I'm calling it done. What do you guys think? Good enough? Kind of looks like that? Sure, why not? I'm done. Alright. So, to reiterate, she's not all that frustrating. Well, I mean, her transformation is a little frustrating just because of all the little panels and such. But it's overall not a complicated transformation. It's the instructions are awful. These are like third-party level instructions. Alright. Alright. So let's talk about the figure real quick. So she is very well painted. Pretty much everything here is painted. You know, she's got this gloss finish on her head. Arms, chest, legs, everything's painted on this figure. Posability, her head is on a hinge here where the neck connects to the torso, and then a ball joint at the head. So you get the left, the right, the up, the down, little side to side. All of that works pretty well. No issues there. Arms swivel up and down and around. Bicep swivel. Bends at the elbow. There is a wrist swivel. Hinge in and out. Gets a little tight in there. Thumb has a hinge. And then there is a hinge for all the fingers, and then the pointer finger moves independently, and it's got another hinge on its own, and then the three bottom fingers move on their own as well. So pretty good range of motion there for the hands. And the way the thumb looks is stupid. However, when you fold up her fingers and then fold down her thumb, she actually makes a pretty convincing fist. So I gotta give them there. I noticed that last night when I was messing with it when I first got her in. I was like, oh, that makes a pretty good fist. So she's got a waist swivel. I think this is on a ball joint. So you get side to side, tilt. Yeah, she moves pretty much any which way you want her to move. Legs do not feel like they're going to have a lot of articulation to them, but they have a good amount. They won't go further back, but they do go out to the side to there. And they go all the way up to here. And if you pull that hinge out, you can get a lot more mobility out of there for like extreme poses or whatnot. But, I mean, it doesn't seem like it can move forward, but it does. She's got a double bend knee. You do have to kind of force it a little bit, and then she's got this full knee going on here. Same with the elbows. It's like, it doesn't seem like there's two joints in there, but there are. So it does fold up pretty good. There is a thigh swivel here, not up here. Like, I keep trying to maneuver it so that it moves up here, but it's actually here. So it swivels, no problems there. The foot has the tilt, a toe tilt, and then a rocker. So all of that works pretty well. And she's got die cast in her feet to kind of give her a little bit extra weight. I think they should have put some die cast here as well to just really give her weight, because she is back heavy. You know, that's what happens when you make a backpack like that and have tiny little legs. Alright, so she's got a rifle. She's got her pistol. This one has no paint on it. And then she's got this little pistol that is painted. So it's just like, if this would have been painted, that would have been perfect, because that's the kind of the gun I would have posed her with. So you got those options, and then you've got little blast effects, which you guys know how much I love blast effects. So you can plug that in so it looks like she's shooting. this one, I believe, goes like this, right? I got one more which fell. Am I gonna find it? Yes, I am. And then you can plug this one in, just like that. So, she got these blast effects. I mean, they're fine for what they are. If you guys are into blast effects, you'll be just fine. Alright, now, let's see. Does the holster have a place to plug in? Yes, it does. So, you can plug a holster in here and take the pink gun and just slide it in there if you want. I think that would look better if they would have painted this like the same pink as that, and or maybe like a gray like this. But it's just like this chunk of unpainted plastic on her side. I don't like it. You know, it's just like I'm usually not one to care too much about unpainted plastic, but when you have so much paint on her, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Alright, so this supposedly plugs into her hand. There you go, just like that. Works just fine. Again, this is the gun I might actually just go ahead and pose it with her because it doesn't look too bad in her hand. So she does hold that one. Here is the pistol. And I don't like that one. I think it's too dainty. And then here is her rifle. And I think that's just a little too big for her. I don't like it. I mean, I'm not saying like girls can't have rifles. This particular gun looks a little too big for her. So I'm probably just going to go with this one. Because like I said, I would prefer it to have been painted. I actually kind of wish it was painted like this. I think a nice gray finish on there, or silvery finish would have been nice on there. Alright. And the last thing to look at is she does have 3 extra faces. Alright, so to get the face, you open this up. Oh, she's got a little visor. It pops out like the Hot Rod did. So let's look at that real quick. So that folds down and doesn't work. It doesn't want to fold over her face. So yeah, that's stupid. Yeah, doesn't work. Alright, so fold that back up. Maybe one of the other faces has to work. So she's got the slightly surprised look. We got the stoic look, slightly surprised look. We got slightly less surprised look. And almost the exact same. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Alright. No difference on these. Let's try this face. See how this looks. Oh man. Let's see if the visor works on this one, or if it's just complete trash. Yeah, it's pretty much complete trash. Alright, visor sucks. Let's try this face here. Would it be too much to ask for, like, maybe an angry face? I guess that one's okay, but I mean, I'm just gonna go with stoic, I guess. Oh, there's a second slot for the... Okay, so there's two slots there. You can go further back or further forward, and I guess if you do the further back one, you can do the visor. Let's try it. So that looks stupid. And then if we pull the visor out, that works. Ish. I think I'm just going to stick with stoic. Alright. Now. Let's see here. Anatomy-wise, because a lot of people have talked about how her chest is too low, and I kind of agree with it. I see it. I see what they're talking about. So let's grab the only other female MP figure we have, and compare them. And I would say, yes, it does seem a little too low. Yeah. So take that as you will. In hand, it doesn't look as bad as some of the promo pics, but it is noticeable. It's just like, it should just been a little bit higher, I think. But, oh well. And here she is with the MP Rodimus. So you can just see how she stacks up with him. Now that's Rodimus Prime, not the Hot Rod. I don't have the Hot Rod at the moment. So yeah, all in all, she's fine. It's funny because now I'm gonna get into what I was talking about earlier about how I wanted to do her, because I just did that Megatron, and it's perspective. It's the perspective you have of a figure before you get it, and then once you have it in hand, plays a part in, especially for people like me who are reviewing the figures. You know, you get this perspective built up on figures, and when you get them in hand, if they don't live up to those expectations, either good or bad, it's going to affect the way you view the figure as a whole. Let me try and explain this to you a little bit more. The Megatron, the KO Emperor of Destruction, whatever the fuck he is, in a lot of reviews before I bought him, because I did a lot of research, because I didn't want to spend money on something I didn't want. Everyone was saying that he was great. He was an amazing figure. No paint chips possible. No scrapes possible. And, he's a high quality knockoff. Blah, 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 blah. I get him in. He's got paint chips and paint scraps all over him. Floppy joints. He's just kind of a mess. And it's a typical... It feels like a typical KO, where it's just like, okay, well, you paid for a cheaper product, and you got a cheaper product. That's how I felt about it, and I was disappointed, because I was expecting something great. Now, I bought this RC after watching a bunch of reviews, and people saying they hated it. A lot of people that I watch said it's not a good figure. There are better options out there. You should pick up the MMC version, or you should pick up the Fans Toys version. Well, I waited just too long to get the MMC one, and they were sold out everywhere, and I didn't want to go look, and I was having a hard time distinguishing, like, just by name, which one was more of an MP style, which one was more chuggish style. So I kind of gave up on that, and I'm not spending crazy money for the Fans Toys one, which has tons of QC issues from what I understand. So I decided to pick this up, knowing that it was not going to be a great figure. And in hand, it's not a great figure, but guess what? I'm not disappointed in this. I like this thing more than I like the Megatron. It's just, but that's because of the perspective that was built before I purchased this figure. Had everyone said that this is the definitive RC, the best RC that was ever made, it's amazing, it's perfect, it's just a gorgeous figure, and then I would have got it, I probably would have been bummed out because I would have gotten my hopes up on something awesome. But because I had my hopes so low, thinking like, okay, this thing's gonna be garbage, and then once I get it in, I'm like, wait, this isn't garbage, this is fine. So it's just this perspective that gets built on these kind of figures, and that's why I wanted to talk about her right after the Megatron, just because it makes more sense than waiting a week or two. But for score, I'm going to give her a 6 out of 10. It's not the highest score. I think they could have done a little bit more with posability. And I just now realized I forgot. She does have these butterfly joints too that pull out, but it destroys the sculpt. I think they could have done a little bit better with articulation, especially in the legs. I do think that they should put more weight into the shins to make her a little bit more bottom heavy than she is top heavy. I do think they should have moved this up a little bit. There is some transformation elements that I think are redundant. Redundant is one. Like these panels here where you have to fold the tire in and then you fold the panel in, but they fit exactly the same if you fold them both in at the same time. So there's no point to have an extra hinge there. It's just kind of wasting time. And energy and resources. So I think they could have done a little bit better on just kind of cleaning that up. And the backpack definitely could use some refinement. But I mean, what else can you do, when the whole body or the whole car becomes a backpack and she's got to be kind of a smaller character. And I also would have liked to see some paint applied to the one pistol that I actually enjoy her holding. That would have been nice. It's like everything else is painted. Why did you skip on one pistol? The little pistol's got it. The rifle's got it. There's no point. There's just no point. And I think the gimmick of the little visor thing and then having to flip the head faceplate back further is stupid. It's just stupid. I don't like it. I think they wasted time and effort there as well. I think they should have just gone with something a little bit more simpler, or there would have been nothing wrong with making one of her little stupid faces with the visors attached to it. I'm having a hard time getting to understand because of that, how back heavy she is. But rather than having these two faces that look almost exactly the same, except she's got little satyr eyes on this one, I guess. But put the visor on one of those and then call it a day. It just, and also, while we're on that topic, I don't think it would have killed them to give her a little bit of an angry face. I would have preferred an angry face over than the ooh face. She's got 3 of those and one stoic face. It's make one of the ooh faces a visor face with stoic, and then one angry eyes, and then I'm happy. And then you can make one ooh face. It's just, yeah, I don't know. So she's definitely got some issues that they should have worked out a little bit better, but in the end, I am happy with my purchase. I'm happy I have an RC now. Put her on the shelf and never really mess with her again. Some of these figures I get off the shelf and just kind of mess around with because they're fun to mess around with. She's not going to be one of those figures. She's going to be like him, where it's just kind of like they do their job. I do think we need to do Rodimus Prime at this point, by the way. I definitely do. He looks so plain next to her because she's so painted and he's so bare plastic. We definitely need a new Rodimus Prime. But anyway, I guess that's really all I got to say. I think she's good. I think she's if she means to you what she means to me, which is she was a character in the show and I need a representation on the shelf, but I don't really care if it's the greatest looking figure of all time, then I think this particular version of her will be really good. I also had a nice coupon from Chosen Prime for like $25 or $30 or rewards point or whatever, so I got her for like a $120 or $115, somewhere around there. I got her for pretty cheap in comparison, so yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. Now I'm sure the Fans Toys one's better, but I'm not going to buy it, so I'm happy. And like I said, it's like if you're looking for that representation, then go for it. If you're looking for something that you want to get off the shelf and mess with, probably MMC is probably your better option. And if you want something that just looks stunning, Fans Toys is probably your best option. But if you're looking for something just to put up representation, here you go.